So, y'all, we back in here with another Just Ask Rob. Got the email pulled up right here. Subject line reads, my Caucasian teacher's opinion on why black kids don't shoot up schools. Says, hi, Mr. Perkins. My name is Danielle. I am 16 years old. What's up, Danielle? I hope that this does not come off as being as weird, being that I'm a minor, and I really do hope you read this letter. No, this ain't weird at all. Don't think that. Reach out to a brother. Don't think that you're weird because you're 16. This is actually it's you that I want messaging me. It is your age group that if you got questions, come fuck with me. That's this the age group that I'm actually more interested into teaching and trying to help the younger generation. So don't feel this is not weird at all. Don't even think that. All right. But either way. Says in class today, my peers and I were having a discussion with each other as well as our teacher about the recent school shooting in Florida at Parkland High School. We talked about many different things, such as Trump's ridiculous idea to have teachers and faculty members carry guns, which has actually gotten passed now down there in Florida. So, that actually really did happen. However, then the question came up as to how come we don't hear about black kids shooting up schools? My teacher answered the question by saying that black adolescents typically have real world issues to worry about. She talked about how she came from a pretty wealthy community and upper class family that money was never really an issue. She said, generally speaking, black adolescents have it harder in terms of their parents' financial stability, as well as stresses about other things that she claimed were typically exclusive to minority communities. I just wanted to know your opinion on this theory and if one of the main reasons why black kids don't shoot up schools is because we really do have worse things going on most of the time, things that are more severe than a couple of bullies at school or being expelled from a school. Please let me know what on your input is on this perspective. I'm a huge fan of your channel, by the way, and I truly respect and admire what you're doing for the community. Using your platform to enlighten people is very inspiring. Mad love to you for that. Now, your teacher, she spoke on an aspect. It's a viewpoint to hear. I wouldn't have heard your teacher say this and I went to full-blown going ham on her. I would have asked her, I would have had some questions for her, though, as to why are we not dealing with the mental pathology of white people in general? Why are you not doing that generally speaking? Now, I do believe that black folk do have other things to worry about other than bullies and getting kicked out of school. But for her to make those things seem like they don't matter to black people to justify why white people shoot up schools is a little bit disingenuous and kind of one-sided in my opinion. You have to look at the mental frailty of white people at this point. And it doesn't seem like she really got into that. The mentality, their mentality is frail. Very fragile mentalities that they have. And she would have came out better kind of exploring those things a little bit more as to making it about a financial situation that black people have to deal with. It's kind of like she's saying, well, black folk just poor, so they ain't got time to shoot up no schools. That's just not true. Because there are white people that are wealthy that aren't shooting up schools either. There are also white people that are poor that aren't shooting up schools either. So, the argument is too concrete for her to come out here. And this is how I'll answer the question as to why black people ain't shooting up schools. You'll have to look at us as historically. That's not the kind of shit we was into. We wasn't bombing white schools. This is something that white people did to black schools. We have not been terrorists in this format in this country, schools or otherwise. That's not what type shit we get into. So then you have to deal with the mentality and the pathology that's passed down amongst these white folk and what leads them to be mass shooters of schools and places like Las Vegas at a goddamn concert. You have to look at the pathology and look at their relationship with the gun and what the gun means to them. I think your teacher could have explored those things as well. I won't say she's completely out of line, but me and her would have had a discussion as to the point she made, and I would have brought up some other points that I would have wanted her to expound on and actually considering that she is white. So to chalk it up as just, well, black kids got to deal with being poor and other shit. Like, what is this other shit? White supremacy? Did she say white supremacy? Teach, what is this other shit we got to deal with? Racism, white supremacy? Because I need you to say it if you're going to be here talking about it. If you're going to be here mentioning it as the reason why we don't shoot up schools, you need to expound on this shit. Break it down. Teach. That's what I'd have been on. But that's my opinion, though. And again, mad love. I know you wasn't looking for any real advice here or anything like that, but I would have made your teacher kind of break this shit down a little bit more than she actually seemed like she was interested in. She dealt with it from a classism perspective as opposed to a pathology perspective, in which I would have challenged her to deal with more so in a pathology form. But she's just a white teacher. I mean, what can she do? Like there's a good chance she don't know shit about nothing really, other than upholding the fact that white people are special in some type of way, and and to me they have a pathology that needs to be looked at historically, not just as far as them shooting up schools right now. So y'all already know what it is. If anybody has any further advice or any further, I guess, comments on the situation, maybe you dealing with that, maybe you're a teacher yourself, and you have these conversations. If you are a teacher and you're watching this video, you need to make sure that if you're going to be a white teacher, particularly a white teacher, and you actually give a fuck, because most of the white teachers really don't give a fuck about anything, I would argue. But if you actually give a fuck, if you're going to be making statements like this, break them down. Talk about what black people dealing with. Don't just say we dealing with being poor, because that goes into the stereotype that all black people are poor, and that's just not true. Just because you're at a public school don't mean you're poor. Like, you're still not shooting up the public school. So if you're a teacher, go into it. Learn and study about what white supremacy is, what racism is, what classism is, how these classes and racism and everything affects the entire mentality of people out here, and how it's greatly fucked up the mentality of white folk. Talk about that as well. So, but that's all I fuck want to say. It's been Just Ask Rob, y'all. Keep sending me these emails. I appreciate the love that I'm getting through these emails. I'm going to be getting to them as I can. Mad love, y'all. Shout out Team Rob. I'm out.